When it's all gold and shiny like this, it just feels special, you know?
I thought it was interesting when that came in because we had just received another shoe that was all white and gold, the boxing.
Very similar, yeah.
There's a theme here and they're not even the same brands.
Oh, and they were teammates, but not anymore. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look at these potential bad boys. You know, that's a good way to start it. These, my friends, are the Russell Westbrook Why Not 04. These guys right here are super interesting just from the first visual. You're just like, whoa. Those are wild, and we've seen wild from Westbrook before. Westbrook.
Like all that wild Westbrook.
Yeah, feel like a cartoon character.
Yosemite Sam?
Mm-hmm. No, Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd.
Wascally Wabbit.
What?
But no, these guys are really weird and jarring at first, but when you start really looking at them, you're kind of like, oh, I can see almost like Westbrook's past throughout the shoe, and even some Jordan heritage in there as well, which I think is dope. So these things are really interesting, so let's go ahead and break it down. So first things first, look at that outsole. I know you can't really see it because it's clear, but it's there. And this actually reminds me of, do you know what?
I can't see it.
Oh, that's right. I just went over that. But no, the outside actually is a bunch of little nubs. It reminds me of the Kobe 10. Not as soft though. Those were like real bristly. These are a little firmer. Not firm enough to where I'd be like, yo, let's take these outside. I'm pretty sure that they'll just get destroyed and everything. But actually might be my only option because gym's still not open here. But I think that this should perform really well. The rubber feels good, it feels grippy, and it's pretty much like these little nub things are like going all over the place. They're pretty sporadic looking. So I think that it should do really well for like multi-directional coverage and all of that stuff. And then you can see right there, I really like that little window with the Jumpman logo in there. I always like when they do things like that. The up-tempo line used to do it all the time in the heel. And that's gonna be the Zoom Air unit. You can see the shape of it and everything. It's kind of carved out around there. The cool thing is though, is that that's not just any Zoom Air unit. It's a double stacked Zoom Air unit. So there's two of them in there, which is different than the previous Westbrook shoes. They've been pretty much riding with the unlock setup for a while, and this is completely different. Or I wouldn't say completely different, it's just reverting back to the way that Zoom Air is normally implemented in shoes, and that is just top loaded inside of Phylon. So that's what we've got here. When you try it on, the Phylon is very firm, super lightweight, but very firm, so you don't feel the incredible bounce that you might be used to with previous Westbrook models. So I think the one was full length Zoom, right? Those were amazing. Actually, the traction reminds me a little bit of that, where it's that nubby thing, as well as the Kobe's. So you got that, and then I think it was the 2 was the first one with the unlock system, and those were hella comfortable, man. Like you felt like super propelled. It had injected Phylon, so the Phylon's fluffier. And then there was the 3 that I didn't love, but they still had the unlocked forefoot zoom. And then these again are just, you know, a normal setup. So you're not gonna get the same feeling that maybe you were used to in the last couple models. But what this is supposed to offer is court feel, stability, and forefoot isolated cushion as well. And because it's double stacked, you get double the cushion for your cushion. I just like saying that. Also, there's that little TPU shank right there. Reminds me of the Westbrook 3s as well. They had something similar, but this one's like bright, and they're also, this particular colorway, different colors. The whole shoe is just weird. I don't think it's a what the theme. I know you told me to stay away from this. I'm just gonna get it out of the way. But I did read the press release for it, and let me just grab it real quick. So it essentially says that they want to combine performance with style. So not my style, but it's all good, you know what I mean? It's Westbrook's style, it's his shoe. All I know is that it's a lot of different materials, a lot of different panels, and it's all over the place. I feel like it points to Russell Westbrook's past and stuff, like the UCLA thing right back there, but otherwise I really don't know what's going on here. What I do know is that this is the 4th shoe, and so they have the little wing right there, the little pull tab. I don't really know why that's there, because there's 2 pull tabs. There's the actual one, and then there's this weird one, the spoiler. But because it's his 4th shoe with Jordan Brand, they put a little cement print right back there, and I love that. And yes, I'm biased because I love the cement 4s. It's my favorite Air Jordan of all time. So if they didn't do that, I've been like, man, why not? Why not? Didn't even have to ask. They just did. Also, I really like the different colored materials on the heel panel. It's got this like cracked leather look, and all 4 panels that they use are different. I just like the way that it looks, and I think it's really dope. The forefoot area is real interesting because you have this open-celled mesh, which looks like a jersey or a uniform. But right here in that flex zone, they do have skin fuse. So I think that's a little weird. I don't know if that's going to dig in. I didn't feel it when I tried them on, but you know, things move differently once they're like broken in, and like the longer that you play, the more heat is in there, so it could bend or flex weird or whatever. I don't really know. All I know is that I trust that they wear tested the hell out of these. At least I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure that there should be no issues, but if there are, I'll let you guys know whenever I can, because outdoors is the only thing I can do right now, and I can't do that for very long because I'm old. I do like that even though everything primarily is textile, they still went for like that overlaid look. So you do again have those leather panels in the back. You got all these weird overlays all all over the place. They're pretty much everywhere. Whether they're there for form, whether they're there for function, aesthetics, whatever, doesn't matter. I think that it lends to the design because they're so funky. I like it. There's not an actual outrigger. However, the base is slightly wider than the forefoot, the main body, the upper. Because everything here is so firm, I was like not able to move and stuff when I was just kind of like doing jabs and stuff. Different than like something like the LeBron where all of those cushion systems are underneath your foot. So it's soft stuff under soft stuff. And so I was like rolling over the footbed a little bit. Didn't feel like that in this shoe. I just hope that they're good. Because again, I didn't like the third one. I loved the first one. Loved the second one. Didn't like the third one even enough to give it a review, you know, a performance review. I just was like, I was playing at Lifetime at the time. One of the cleanest courts ever, and I couldn't get traction out of those things. These, I'm hoping, are a different story though. They feel great. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, these are true to size. These were sent by the brand, by the way, so thank you to Jordan Brand for sending these over. But these do feel very snug, like my toes are right at the edge. And so if you want a little bit of wiggle room, you might want to go up half a size. However, I do like that 1-to-1 fit, especially after things start to break in. So true to size is what I would recommend. And I think that the main reason for that snugness though is like this back collar. You can't really see it, but inside it's super beefy with tons of padding and sculpt, and it pushes your foot up just a little bit. If you want a little bit of extra wiggle room, go up half a size. Otherwise, true to size, you should be good to go. Especially if you're a narrow footer. Narrow footers go true to size.
So I'm gonna have to refresh my memory because apparently even I have blocked out the third Westbrook shoe.
That was the one with the size tag on the bottom.
I swear that was
Or
on the two.
Maybe that was on all of them. It had the 4-foot strap. It was clear.
Okay.
The bottom was like the TV thing.
I remember now. Oh yeah.
Like our transitions.
Yes.
Which I feel like might have been the reason for the crappy traction.
Okay.
On that colorway.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to stand by what I'm about to say because I feel like these are a refined version of the two.
A lot of people that I've been seeing, like as far as their comments online, because I think these leaked already, everybody's been pretty much, not everybody, but the majority of people have been saying that they're piggybacking on that 2's design, both with the 3 and now the 4.
Totally, because it looks like the 2, but not bulky. It's like, and they removed the cloak. They've smoothed everything out.
That.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But you know, like it's not just, yes, there's layers, but it's not layers on layers on layers. They're all streamlined.
Yeah, and I think that that's a good point to have for a signature line or any line in general, is that you want to see that evolution.
Yes.
Some people, though, want different every time.
Yeah.
But the point of having a line is that you don't get different every time, which is why I think it's interesting that they changed up the cushion so much, because it, again, doesn't give you that propelling, bouncy feeling that the last couple did. That's kind of what some people are expecting. So when you go with a line, like a Kobe line or a Jordan line or whatever, you're going with it because it's familiar territory as a player.
Yeah.
And so you want, you know, the new version of what you liked last time, but you want it to look a little bit different. How different is up for debate, obviously. Yeah. So I do think that they've done some different things here. Like you said, they really streamlined it, but I like what you really can't see is like the etching on the midsole.
But it's there, and it totally leans back to what they've done before.
But I love it though.
Yeah.
It looks great. Got the Westbrook logo, but like dots and stuff. It's super cool. So I like that they've, like what they've done. This to me, like people used to say the same thing about the Kobe line, being like, oh, they just look like the last one. Well, it's just like, well, yeah, man, like we want that performance back.
Right.
You know, you don't want to buy something that you're familiar with because you're familiar with it and then have it just with you.
Oh, I know. We've talked about this before, but that's how runners are. Everybody wants something new, but they still want the same feeling.
Yes.
And no problems, no headaches. But yeah, I want a new color or I want a new little design here. So
yeah, and so I understand both sides. It's just that as a consumer, you have to understand that they are taking from the past model because they want it to blend a little bit. The early Jordans did it. They didn't really start really switching things up till about from the 10 to the 11, where you're like, wait a minute, that's a little different, you know? And then from the 11 to the 12, way different. And from the 12 to the 13, way different. 13 to 14, you were just like, yo, what's going on every year? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're getting more and more wild. This is just simple evolution of a line, which I think is good because it gives you what's familiar. If you want something crazy, there is that. It's not like it's not out there. Like you can find that. You just don't have to get it here.
this is pretty crazy though.
I think it's just the paneling. It's just all over the place. There's canvas, there's the mesh,
Yes.
the cracked leather.
And we all know that there will be more colorways and they'll have like muted tones. If this is what you want, but you don't want so much like this, it'll come out.
Oh, for sure. I was actually thinking about that this morning. It's always funny when a launch colorway comes out and everybody's like, I don't want that. And it's just like, you know how many colorways of the shoe they're going to put out? They're going to have at least one that you like.
Yeah.
So just wait.
Jordan Brand is a pimp. There'll be
I
lots of colors.
I didn't say that. You did. All right, guys. So that pretty much takes care of it for just a quick first look at the Jordan Why Not
4.
04. Sorry. My bad, man. It's a long ass name. Anyways, I hope that you guys like these. If you don't, let me know what your thoughts are them down below in the comment section. They are supposed to release globally starting January 14th.
Team early.
Team doesn't matter because Team COVID, aka Team I can't get in the gym. And if I did, do I want to risk it? I don't think so.
Cue donkey.
So thank you once again, and until next one, guys, have a good one.